Hi, this is Silvia Colloca. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I'm going to show you how to make 2 tarts using very simple ingredients that you may well have in your fridge or in your pantry. And the great thing about these 2 tarts, one is sweet, one is savory, so you've got your meal sorted and you can customize them to your liking, whatever fruit or veg you've got lying around. The 2 key ingredients are puff pastry, which I always have in the freezer because it is a lifesaver, and ricotta cheese, which I also almost always have in the fridge because it is so versatile and it suits both sweet and savory dishes, as you are soon to witness. So let's get started. Let's get started with the savory tart, my baby zucchini, ricotta and herb tart. So the first thing I do whenever I use frozen puff pastry, I roll it slightly thinner than the way it comes, just because I always find that it's a bit too thick. Not much thinner, just to about 3 millimeters thick, which is about 0.2 inches, give or take. Now that's done, and we'll pop that onto a tray. Let's get going on our filling. So we said ricotta, and I think it is imperative here to use full cream. Don't even go near the low-fat ricotta because it's basically just too watery and it will make your pastry very soggy. Plus, sorry, but no fat, no flavor. That's in my world anyway. This is firmly set ricotta. You can find this in the deli counters quite easily. If you can't find it and you get the ones in the tub, just make sure you drain it quite well. So you pop that onto a bowl. This is about the equivalent of 1 1/4 cups. And it is firm, but it creams really easily. And by that, I mean that when you squish it with your spoon, it becomes creamy. And to that, we're going to add some cream, and this is just single cream, and it's about the equivalent of 1/4 cup, give or take. Then, as I said, you can customize this to your liking, and I'm going to put some herbs. And what I've got in here is just dill, parsley, and mint, because this is what I was growing, and so in they go. That's about 2 tablespoons. Again, give or take. The beauty of this kind of preparation is that you don't even have to be too precise with the quantities. Season with salt and pepper. And I also like to add a couple of tablespoons of grated parmesan cheese, which will not only give a lovely, nutty, creamy flavor, but will also increase the saltiness of the dish. Saltiness. To that, I'm going to add 3/4 of a beaten egg. And this seems like a weird quantity, but the reason why I'm only adding 3/4 of a beaten egg is because then I need a little bit to brush on top. So I'm just not going to add all at once. Golden liquid. And what I really love to add in this type of tarts, which I make very often, is lemon zest. They taste amazing. They smell incredible. What we want is some zest. Okie dokes. It smells so good. And this is our filling done. Now all that's left to do is get a pastry back and dollop this in the center. And see how lovely it already looks, and you know that this is going to work and it's going to produce a beautifully perfumed tart. You've got all the right ingredients. You've got the cheese, you've got the parmesan cheese, you've got the herbs, and you've got the lemon zest. What could go wrong? And now to make it even more special, I am going to add one of my favorite spring vegetable, baby zucchinis that have their blossoms still attached. Now you could slice them and pop them in there sliced, or, and this is what I like to do, you just cut them in half. You use a paring knife like this one, and be very careful. I hate to confess how many times I have cut my fingers with sharp knives. Now what you want to do, the only thing that you need to do really, is to remove the stamen, okay? It's just a bit bitter. And then open up the petals because they are pretty, and I think a little touch of pretty does not hurt. And arrange these onto your tart, like so. This one, I chopped the head off this one. It's a I gave it the Anne Boleyn treatment. Doesn't matter. Not wasting anything. I'll just reassemble it onto the dish. There we have it. All that's left to do now is to enclose the filling with the pastry, and I just like to pinch it like so that we still reveal the beautiful green and orange baby zucchini in all their glory. A drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, pinch of salt, and a little bit of freshly ground white or black pepper, whatever you've got on hand. And now we get the leftover egg and we brush the pastry with it so that when it bakes in the oven, it develops a beautiful golden tan. And this is good as it is, but I happen to have some fennel seeds in the pantry, and I think they go really, really well with a savoury pastry pie like this. They just further the concept of savouriness. This is ready for the oven now, and we'll bake it for about 35 minutes at 180 Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit, until it's golden and really nicely puffed up. Wonderful. So while the savoury tart is baking, we can make the sweet one. This is a stone fruit, blueberry and ricotta tart. And like we did before, we're just going to roll out the pastry just to make it slightly thinner. You don't have to do this, obviously, which is something that I like to do. I like particularly thin and crispy pastry, and this will help it do just that. Just like we did before, we get some full-fat ricotta, pop it onto the bowl, cream it, just like we did before. Add the cream, just like we did before. Same amounts, by the way, so it's about 1.25 cups of ricotta and 1/4 cup of single cream, pouring cream, whichever way you call it. It's always very, very confusing with creams and double cream and thickened cream and whipping cream. Well, this is single or pouring cream. To this, we're going to add a little bit of honey, and this is about the equivalent of a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half. Add as much or as little as you like. If you like it very sweet, just add a little bit more. I think this will do for me. And just like we did before, we're going to add a little bit of lemon zest, which suits both sweet and savoury tarts. So if you notice, 3 ingredients are exactly the same in both tarts. So we've got the ricotta, the pastry, the puff pastry, and the lemon zest. And I like to add a little bit of vanilla paste in the cream. You can add the seeds of 1 scrape of vanilla bean or vanilla extract, or just omit the vanilla altogether if you don't like it. And just like we did before with the savoury tart, we are going to add 3/4 of a beaten egg and reserve the rest for brushing on top. And this will be enough to bind the filling together. And the filling is done. Like we did before, we're going to dollop it onto the pastry and just spread it out a little bit so that we can accommodate the filling, the topping of this filling. We said stone fruit. I've got some peaches here. You can obviously use nectarines. So we're just going to cut this in half and slice it. Thin slices, I find, work particularly well. And honestly, arrange them in whichever way you fancy. If you're very neat, you can do like a beautiful fan presentation. And if you're like me and always in a little bit of a rush, I've got 3 kids. And that's okay, because the charm of this tart is that it's free form, and therefore you can just unleash your creativity and make it as pretty or as rustic as you wish. To that, we're going to add some blueberries. I love these blueberries. They all come in different shapes and sizes, really. I mean, sort of the shape is roughly the same, but the sizes vary. And I'm literally just going to grab the corners like that and fold them onto the pastry just like so. The wrapping and the folding of the pastry, again, can be customized to whatever your skills are and your preferences. If you like, you can create like a little lattice pattern. I do like to show what's in the middle though, because I think it looks glorious and should be showcased. Let's brush of beaten egg just to give it a golden tan. And this is ready for the oven treatment. 180 degrees, 350 Fahrenheit for about 35 minutes until golden and delicious. And there they are, my baby zucchini, ricotta and herb tart, and my stone fruit blueberry and ricotta tart. And look, they are perfect as they are. You can serve them just like that. But I'm going to add a few finishing touches that will make them really special. To the zucchini tart, we're going to add a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, just a touch, to make it shiny and really, really pretty. And a few toasted pine nuts for crunch, but mainly for flavor. A bit more. And a few herbs, just to remind us of the beautiful filling of this tart. A couple of baby mint leaves, some basil, whatever you've got on hand really. And there it is. To the blueberry, stone fruit and ricotta tart, we need cream. A large dollop of cream. Bit generous, even a bit more. And now a little touch of special honey. And look, you can just drizzle some honey out of a jar. There's nothing wrong with that. But my neighbor gave me some honeycomb from his hive. So I'm just going to cut a slice. It's really, really squishy. But look, this is the fun bit. This is when you get to be a bit messy. I just love the look and the feel of it. It's a little bit of sunshine. It's liquid gold, really. All that's left to do is eat. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you can watch more and more of my recipes.